Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Oh, flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue, oh yeah.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu. Tonight, I'm here with
Eno Safo.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes, after months, or is it years of agitations, President Akufo-Addo finally sacks his cousin, Ken Ofori-Atta, as finance minister. But he didn't go home alone. He went with several other ministers. Meanwhile, there are a number of new faces on the list who are going to be part of his government, the so-called injury time ministers. We'll tell you who the casualties are and who the new faces are. The reactions are coming through in Parliament. We're hearing from the NDC side. They say nothing can be done at this last minute of the change in government as we are witnessing. The New Patriotic Party, though, is welcoming the decision by the president. We'll be telling you more here on Eyewitness News. We also have a big story we are looking at tonight. A number of sports or football lovers in Ghana, supported by Ghanaian sports journalists, hit the streets tonight, or today, I beg your pardon, to demonstrate in demand for a better Ghana football. We have some of them on point blank tonight to share with us what the state of Ghana football is, as though we didn't know, having seen what we saw in Cote d'Ivoire, and whether they think their demonstration would change anything. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
surge in non-food items like housing and clothing causes marginal uptick in January inflation rate.
So that's in 50 minutes from the City Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations, including in the Northeast region on Eagle 94.1 FM in Wale Wale, in Upper West on Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura, in Upper East on Word 88.3 FM in Zuarungu, in Northern region we are on Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi, in the Volta region on Akpini Radio 96.7 in Pando, and Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoe. In the Ashanti region we are on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In Ahafo, we are on Hammers Radio 106.5 in Gosu. In the Bono region, we are on Greener 95.9 FM. in Sunyani. In the Western region, we are in Takrady on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky Power 93.5 FM. We are also live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and we are interactive. Join us on X using the hashtag Citi Newsroom and sending your messages to @Umarusanda or at Citi973. You can also go on WhatsApp and drop your messages there, 0549 986 996. It's Valentine's Day, 14th February 2024, or Chocolate Day if you want to celebrate it the Ghana way. President Akufo-Addo, who has jetted off out of the country this morning, left a Valentine gift for a number of his ministers. Well, you could call it Valentine gift for those who are coming in. I'm not sure how to describe it for those who are going out, and they include his own cousin, Ken Ofori-Atta, who has served as Minister for Finance since 2017 when President Akufo-Addo was sworn in. We're going to give you a list of people. So, in total, 13 ministers have been removed from their offices, even though some have been sent elsewhere. Enosafo is going to help us with a list of people who have been removed from the government, because the statement from the president says the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has relieved the following ministers and deputy ministers of their portfolios in government with immediate effect. Number one is Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, and we do know that Ken Ofori-Atta has been a subject of controversy. He has gone through a parliamentary probe where they were seeking to remove him that failed. A number of MPs called a press conference asking that he be removed. The president asked them to give him time so that he can roll up the IMF program. That has happened, and now tonight or today, Ken Ofori-Atta has been shown the exit. Who else is on that list?
So the second person is the Interior Minister, Honorable Ambrose Derry.
So Ambrose Derry is one of 3 MPs from the Upper West region. He is MP for Nandom. He has been minister for 7 years as Minister for the Interior. Now, the president has removed him from the ministry. He has not been fired from government because he has been reassigned and told to come to the Jubilee House for other assignments. So that's Ambrose Derry. Who else?
Health, Honorable Kweku Agyemang-Menu.
So Kweku Agyemang-Menu, Member of Parliament for Doma Central, has been at that ministry for 7 years. He was subject of controversy when that Sputnik V issue came up. He went through a parliamentary probe. He escaped and he's been minister until this morning when he has been sent home. Funny enough, he's going to be replaced by someone who used to serve as his deputy, Bernard Okoboy. We'll talk about that later. Who else?
Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Dr. Kwekwe Friye.
So, Member of Parliament from the Western North has also been there. He replaced Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, the man who was leading the fight against Galamsey and fell out with the government. Okay, who else do we have?
Information, Honorable Kujapong Kuma.
So, the Ofuasi Ayerbe MP, I spoke to him last night for face-to-face. As of the time I was speaking to him, he was Minister for Information. It's interesting, he has moved now. He's going to Ministry of Works and Housing. We'll find out what he makes of that new prospect.
Roads and Highways, Honorable Kwesi Amoakwata.
Caleb Kuda's favorite.
Father.
Yes, favorite. He has also been at the same ministry for 7 years, Member of Parliament for Atiwa West. He has decided not to even seek re-election. So it appears early retirement for him.
Works and Housing, Honorable Francis Asenso Boache.
So Francis Boache won bigly in Bantama recently. Maybe a reward for what he has done there, because mind you, Bantama rarely retains MPs.
Yes.
Apart from Cecilia Daba, who retained that seat, is difficult. So maybe this one strengthens him more. He's coming from, so he's leaving Works and Housing Ministry. He's also not been sacked. He is going to another ministry, which we'll be talking about.
Okay. The next is Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Laraba Abudu.
So Laraba Abudu is a Member of Parliament, Wale. That's the Vice President's hometown. Interestingly, we are told she's the Vice President's cousin or sister, depends on how you look at it. She was contested by a staffer in the Vice President's office. That person defeated her in the primaries, and she has gone to court challenging that particular petition. And like I was saying on the City Prime News with Adjoa Tinkrama, perhaps the president is giving her opportunity to go and spend more time in court to litigate that matter. But she has been axed out of government.
Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Honorable Dan Butchie.
Has been there for many years. Previously at the Regional Reorganization Ministry, supervised the creation of the ministries, has been MP for Okre for all these years. One of the most powerful former general secretary of the MPP. They call him the general. He is bowing out. He's decided not to seek re-election, so he's going. He's out of government.
Sanitation and Water Resources, Honorable Frida Prempe.
So Frida Prempe came there recently when Cecilia Dapa had her troubles, right?
Yes.
She went there to go and become the new minister. Now, her constituency in the Bono region, she had a tough contest from Dr. Gideon Boaku.
Yeah.
Gideon Boaku defeated her in the primaries. And there's a trend we are seeing. If you lose your primaries, you are also going out of government. And if you've decided also not to seek re-election, you're also going out of government. So far, that's what we are seeing. Okay, so Frida Prempe is going out. So she's out on both fronts, in parliament and in the executive.
Yes. Tourism, Arts and Culture, Ibrahim Mohammed Awal.
I don't know where to place him because he has been minister for all these years. He's not an MP. No. He has not said he's not interested in being MP. Nothing. I mean, he's just been told to go home and rest. We don't know why, what the decisions are, but someone else has been appointed as Minister for Tourism, so he's out.
Greater Accra Region, Honorable Henry Quartey.
Perhaps one of the most, what do you describe it? Should I use the word effective or the one who has been seen, maybe the strongest, if you could use that word, of any regional ministry? Because usually when people are appointed regional minister, nobody cares. Regional minister, who do you call him? But when Henry Quartey became regional minister, and mind you, he came from the Ministry for National Security. He was deputy for Interior. He comes to Greater Accra, and he makes, this huge impression, leaves a lot of impression, makes this agenda to make Accra great. He has been celebrated for his good work.
Yeah.
And because of that, a number of his own party members were speaking against him, and we saw the contest he went through. He won convincingly in that constituency to retain his bid to be the MPP's candidate. So it looks like he has been removed from Greater Accra region, but he's been given another job, which is the Interior Ministry, where he once was as Deputy Minister for the Interior. So good one for him, I think, Henry Quartey. He hasn't finished his Greater Accra job, but he has to go serve elsewhere.
Oti Region, Mr. Joseph Makubu.
So Joseph Makubu, we've spoken to him a number of times on this platform. I think he's the only physically disabled, physically challenged person in the Akufo-Addo government. We do not know why he has been sent home. Someone else has been appointed in his stead. So those are 13 ministers who have been moved from their portfolios. But let me just say that out of these 13, Ken is going home permanently, Health is going home permanently, Environment permanently, Roads permanently, Gender Children permanently, Damboche 6 permanently, Sanitation permanently, Tourism permanently. So 13. It's a total of 9. 9 out of the 11, 9 out of the 13 are actually going home permanently, except. So the only ones who have been removed from their ministries who are not going home permanently are the one for Interior. Interior, yes, he's going to Jubilee House. Then Information, Kojo Upon Nkrumah, Francis Asensu Boachi, Works and Housing. Those are the only 3 who are going to remain in Ghana, and Henry Quartey. So those are the only ones who are going to remain. Everybody else on the list of 13 are going home. Now let's look at deputy ministers.
Deputy ministers, first information, Ms. Fatimatu Abubakar.
So the list here says she has been relieved of her position.
Yes,
but
that's what it says.
Another list then comes to say that she has been elevated or nominated as Minister for Information. So she will be replacing her boss, Kojo Upon Nkrumah. She will go through vetting though, because she's a deputy minister who is going to be raised to be substantive minister.
Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Honorable Collins Ntima Boaji and Honorable Martin J. Mensah Kosa.
So the 2 of them have been removed from the ministry. What that means is that all the persons who have been at the Ministry of Local Government are going home with their boss, Damboche. However, Martin J. Mensah Kosa is moving away from that ministry and going to be given a bigger ministry to head as a substantive minister. Communications?
Yes, and Digitalization, Honorable Amma Poma Boateng.
She lost her parliamentary bid, so she has gone home. Then Health?
Honorable Tina Mensah and Honorable Mohammed Asay Saini.
So these 2 are Tina Mensah Bawe, landlady. Jerry Ahmed went to uproot her, or maybe went to evict her from her own home. And as if that's not enough, the president has also removed her from the ministry.
Right.
So you can say she's completely naked, to use the word politically, not biologically. So she's gone out. Mohammed Aseseni or Mahama Aseseni is also going. The two deputies are leaving. The main minister is leaving. The Ministry of Health is currently vacant and is going to be now occupied by Dr. Bernard Okoboy, who was once a deputy at that ministry.
Yeah.
And let me say that he's currently heading the NHIS, which shares a wall with the Ministry of Health. So what he will do is that because this is with immediate effect, he could just, tomorrow when he goes to work, instead of entering, he goes to the other side, except that he has to go through vetting. So that's what we'll be looking at for. What other ministry do we have?
Works and Housing, Honorable Abdullahi Abanga.
So he is being moved to another ministry. We'll be talking about that later.
Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Benito Usubio.
So Benito Usubio, huge campaigner in the anti-Galamsey fight, but he has decided not to seek re-election. And so, like I said earlier, if you look at the trend, it appears all those who are not seeking re-election have been told to go home. So he has gone home.
Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Honorable Moses Enim.
MP for Trobu has also lost his primaries. He has been sacked.
Energy, Honorable William Ureku Edu and Honorable Andrew Ejapa Mercer.
So the two have been removed from the ministry, but Andrew Ejapa Mercer gets a bigger ministry that he has been tasked to. He has been elevated, even though he's leaving the energy ministry.
Education, Honorable Gifty Chum Ampofo.
So she lost her primaries as well, and she's also going home.
Employment and Labor Relations, Honorable Bright Rekubrobe.
So Bright Rekubrobe, Deputy Employment Minister, he lost his position. We talked about that when he went for the primaries, and then he has also been sent home. Now we have also, so the president then does on page 3, another announcement that says the reorganization of his government, he has appointed or submitted to Parliament for prior approval. So these are persons who have to be prior approved by Parliament. They have to go through vetting, a number of persons for nomination for various ministries. So tell us who and who have been named where.
So Health, Honorable Dr. Bernard Okoboy.
So we're talking about him already. He was at that ministry. He's now at NHIS. He's coming to Health Ministry.
Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Ophelia Mensah Hayford.
No, she was on that IGP Dampari committee. She's the MP from Fantiman. It was her husband who was killed some time ago, and she became the member of parliament for the people of that constituency. So she's going to head the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation.
Information, Fatimatu Abubakar.
So elevation for Fatima Abubakar, who was a presidential staffer, became Deputy Minister for Information, and now going to be the substantive. Okay.
Gender, Children and Social Protection, Daquan Newman.
So a new entrant there. She's both new in Parliament and going to be new in government, coming from the constituency where the Kwame Nkrumah circle falls under all the way through Kanishi. Interesting. Okay.
Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Honorable Martin Ejay-Mensah.
So he's the MP from the Bono region, one of the constituencies that the NDC was laying claim to. It's actually a subject of Techiman South. It's actually a subject of controversy, a court litigation. He has been given this elevation to the Ministry of Local Government. We'll see what happens with that.
Sanitation and Water Resources, Honorable Lydia Sarah Malhassan.
So you do remember her, Member of Parliament, Ablekuma West Wagon. She's currently Deputy Whip in Parliament. So it means that they've removed her from the front bench of the majority side. We do not know if she maintained that position like Adjoa Safo did when she was Minister for Procurement and also Deputy Majority Leader. So we'll see what happens. Honorable Lydia Sarah Malhassan, first entry into executive side of the government. She'll be going through vetting.
Tourism, Arts and Culture, Honorable Andrew Ejapa Mercer.
So that's a new person there for that ministry, replacing the man who has been sent home. That's the Minister for Tourism, Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, former editor of the Daily Graphic newspaper. He is going out for Andrew Ejapa Mercer to take over. Someone who is he's MP for Second D, has been in the energy sector for some time now. He's a lawyer.
Greater Accra, Honorable Titus Glover.
So Daniel Kwate Titus Glover has been MP. They used to call him the MP3 because he won with only 3 votes in the Tema East constituency. He currently heads VACO. He's been given the job of Greater Accra Regional Minister. He's a Gan, he's a Dangme, and he's coming to be in Greater Accra Region. A good replacement for Henry Korte, if you ask me.
Oti Region, Mr. Daniel Machato.
So we don't know much. You have been digging up.
Yeah.
Who is he?
So he's a DSP, and he's also head of public affairs unit at the Ghana Institute of Journalism and a columnist as well.
I see. So he is going to be the one to represent the ministry, the OT region, the president in that region. Okay. Let's look at the deputy ministers of state designate. What does the president say?
Information, Honorable Sylvester Tete.
So MP English Amman from he is one of few MPs who are supporting Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen. When Alan decided to fly on the butterfly's wing out of the NPP, he stayed loyal to the MPP, and the MPP has rewarded him. They've made him Deputy Minister for Information now. He was in the news just yesterday, had that brawl with Kennedy Japong, which brawl was sorted out by the Deputy Majority Leader. So slighted congratulations from Adan from Ningo. He was in Ningo Pram Pram. He couldn't succeed there and then went to Botiano and he's done the work for himself. Congratulations. Who else?
Local Government Decentralization and Rural Development, Honorable Vincent Eko Asefwa, my good brother.
Yeah, you know him from Old Tafo. He is MP for Old Tafo. He was here on Point Blank just last week and saying to us that the people of Ashanti region are saying it must be Napo for vice president or nobody else. Interesting. Okay. Who else do we have?
Communications and Digitalization, Honorable Charles Champong.
And the last one, Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Honorable Abdullah Abanga. So these are the persons who the president have removed or named in his government. We have another communication of who is going to health and all of those. We'll talk about that. But let's start off with a series of interviews. Let's speak to the newly nominated Greater Accra Regional Minister, former Member of Parliament for Tema East, Daniel Ni Kwate Titus Glover. Honorable, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Santa. Thank you.
Ikwa benga saminya kongeke. In New Hill. Congratulations, Mo Yungo. That's so we're just trying to speak Dangme there. Like I said earlier, Daniel Kwate Titus Glover, Dangme Gan. Congratulations. How does it feel? You're coming to head your region, your home region. How is it feeling like?
I feel humbled.
No, it's difficult hearing you.
Is it better now?
Yes, please.
I'm excited at the same time. Because I'm busy melting aluminium.
No, it's really bad. It's really bad. We'll try and read.
Can you call me back?
Yes, we'll do that. Thank you so much. That's Honorable Titus Glover. We'll try and call him back. He's been named Greater Accra Regional Minister. Let me continue with the list. For the persons who have been named deputies to the Health Ministry, the Honorable Adelaide Ntim, MP for Nsuta Kwama Beposo, Honorable Alexander Akwesiakwa, MP for Achimodan. So these are the new persons who will be coming to the Health Ministry. They will be under Okoboy. Works and Housing, who do we have?
Honorable Dr. Prince Hamidu Ama.
So first time entering Parliament, first time entering the Executive. He's MP for Kwesi Mintim in the Central Region, in the Western Region rather. He was heading the National Accreditation, NACA, that institute, before moving there. Many were tipping him for Education Ministry when the MPP won, but this is the first time he's coming into government. Okay.
Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Akwesi Kunedu.
So that's MP for Mensha North. Who else do we have?
Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Honorable Musa Abdul Aziz Zayaba.
That's MP for Myong, coming there to deputize Honorable Hawa Kumsin.
Energy, Honorable John Kobinasani and Honorable Collins Adumako Mensa.
So John Kobinasani is MP from Poho, and then Honorable Collins Adumako is MP for Ifija Kwabre North.
Education, Honorable Kingsley Nyakon.
That's the Kwadaso Member of Parliament.
Employment and Labour Relations, Honorable Festus Sewua Kofi.
Upper Dentra East, that's his constituency.
Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Benjamin Setreyeboa.
That's the MP for Tano South. You notice that all of them are MPs, lots of them being MPs, the people the president is nominating because of constitutional obligations where he has to choose majority of his MPs from Parliament. And then he has also done a reassignment where he has removed one minister from one place to another. We will talk about those ones when we come back. Let me talk to Honorable Titus Glover, hopefully on a better line now, newly nominated Greater Accra Regional Minister. Honorable, sorry we lost you there. I was asking, what's your feeling being named the minister for your home region?
Well, the feeling is mixed. It's mixed excitement and humbling because I'm busy in the plant helping to smelt aluminium. Little did I know that I've been watched by His Excellency the President. So for me to be called yesterday evening and informed that he's giving me the I'm grateful to the President the Vice President, the Chief of Staff, the entire presidency for having that confidence in me to come and assist him to run the region. So it's a mixed feeling, both excitement and humbling.
From the smelting plant in Valco to the Regional Coordinating Council, we've seen what Honorable Henry Quarter, your brother, did. He raised the bar, if you like, for regions since he became regional minister, talked about, has been very active, involved in so many things. I'm sure you'd be taking, handing over notes from him, and you've been observing what he's been doing. Should we expect his brother to chart a new path, or are you going to continue with what he's been doing? How is it going to be like?
This opportunity to congratulate my brother, and he has done so well. In fact, he has really, like you said, raised the bar in RCC. He started so many things, and I think that stepping into his shoe is a challenge for me. And I will not blow my horn. I will get the handing over notes. I will sit with the management of the RCC, the various chief executives of the various assemblies, other key stakeholders, departmental heads, so that together we can look at the roadmap and some of the things that he has not finished, which we can continue in the next couple of months. So I think that I will not blow my horn for now. It's a matter of being patient, get a hand over notes, study them, and apply the needed strategy and planning into it.
It's good you say next couple of months, which means you have just a few months. There are many people who think a few months you can't really do much. Are you sure you can do a lot?
Like I'm saying, I don't want to boast. It's a matter of, there are some substitutes who can do a lot of magic. You know that. Even in active football. I've been in active soccer during my days in Afunya United, you know. A substitute can come in for just seconds and minutes. And the kind of things that he can do, he can win you victory. So I see myself as a substitute who has come to complete the match. So let us all be patient. I'll be handing over notes. I will study them thoroughly, involve all those who matter, and I believe that what is needed to be done, God willing, we will be able to do.
We wish you all the best, and thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you so much, Umar.
That's Honorable Daniel Titus Glover, newly nominated Greater Accra Regional Minister. He will be taking over from Honorable Henry Quarter, who is headed for the Interior Ministry. He will not need vetting because he's already a minister. He's joined us on the line. Honorable, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, my brother.
I just spoke to your brother there who is coming to take over from your office. He's can't wait to have your handing over notes so that he can also, start developing. Would you miss Greater Accra, by the way? Because I'm sure you've not finished your work yet, have you?
Well, first of all, Umaru, I want to salute your cherished viewers and listeners, both home and abroad. And may I use this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation to the media fraternity, more especially Citi, for working hand in hand with me to assist in prosecuting the agenda of making Greater Accra work again. And may I also thank His Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, flag bearer, and hopefully, inshallah, President-in-waiting, the Chief of Staff, and the entire Jubilee House for the confidence and trust reposed in me, for that matter, to take up a very Herculean task of being the Minister of the Interior. Indeed, yes, I know that we work together, myself and the media fraternity, including and good self, to prosecute the Let's Make Greater Accra work agenda. We have done a lot, but of course, with the situation in Accra, decades of people doing the same thing at the same time, you needed some time to ensure that there's a complete change. And I have no doubt in my mind, I'm very clear in my mind that my good brother, who was once a Deputy Minister of Transport, is currently the MD for VACO, possesses all the skills, the energy, and the expertise that is required for that matter to continue from where I've left. And indeed, I'll miss Greater Accra, but I'm still in Greater Accra anyway.
Except that you have a mandate across all regions now.
Of course, I'll miss my office, and I'll miss all of you who supported me, not pampering me, but of course, you supported, and where you needed to criticize, you did so constructively. I'll miss you, But I have a solid substitute that Mr. President has nominated. I congratulate him, my good brother, Honorable Daniel Nikwa, on his nomination as the regional minister designate. And will do well, go to Parliament, and I hope that his former colleagues, my colleagues, will do him the honor by confirming Mr. President's nominee in him, Yeah.
Anyway, so what should we expect from Interior? I know that it's a ministry that doesn't do lots of communication and talking because of the security and sensitive nature, but any key focus areas?
Well, what it is that one day at a time. So let's get in there, let's settle, and then we'll take it from there. In the meantime, may I also thank the outgoing Minister of the Interior, Honorable Ambrose Derry.
Your former boss?
Yes, he mentored me when I was a Deputy Interior Minister, and I hold him in high esteem. I have a lot of admiration and respect for him. And I know that I can always knock on his door day, night, and he will give me an advice. So I'll say that we will go there by the grace of God, and I know that God will lead us to be able to serve the good people of this country and the security and intelligence architecture under the Ministry of the Interior.
Wish you all the best, and thank you for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you to your viewers and cherished listeners as well.
That's Honorable Henry Quartey. He is a member of Parliament and just been nominated the Minister for the Interior, moving from the Greater Accra region. He once served there as Deputy Minister for the Interior under Ambrose Derry, who has been reassigned to the Jubilee House. And that's the list I was just going to share with you before we take a break. So the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has left permanently. Not permanently. We are seeing a publication that I'll be sharing with you in a bit. But he will be replaced by Mohammed Amin Adam, MP for Karaga, who was serving Adam Ministry as a Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance. So there wouldn't be a lot of a big deal there. Amin Anta takes over that job as Minister for Finance. Honorable Henry Quartey, who I just finished speaking to, MP for Ayawaso Central, is going to the Interior Ministry. No need for vetting. He is moving there after having been reassigned. The Roads and Highways Ministry will now be occupied by Francis Asensubuachi, MP for Bantama. No need for vetting. He's already a substantive Minister for Works and Housing. He'll be replaced there by Honorable Kojo Nkrumah. Now, the Works and Housing Ministry, like I said, Kojo Nkrumah, who is currently Minister for Information, MP for Fuasia Yerbi, he's headed there. The Minister of State at the Office of the President now is going to be Honorable Ambrose Derry. He's MP for Nandom. He's already a minister. No need for vetting. You go to Jubilee House, and the president will give him assignments, and it will be daily assignments or weekly assignments. We'll ask him to take care of something or meet delegations. You know what ministers of state at the Jubilee House do often. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. So the publication we are seeing is that Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta has been given a new assignment. It's a story that I'm seeing on Asasi website. I'll be reading that with you when we come back. Please stay.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can't feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Recoded to do more with ease. The enhanced GCB mobile app. Download now from Google Play Store or Apple Store for all your transactions. Smooth, safe, and secure. Chale, tap the app. You don't need to have an account to upgrade. GCB mobile app. Recoded to do more. Upgrade your style. GCB Bank. Your bank for life.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Let's read some of your messages. Now, Aka Paul Jr. in Ahafumim says, the reshuffle has come late. The president should have made the changes when Ghanaians were crying for it in order to at least give them satisfaction. Nanado is making it extremely difficult for NPP to break the 8. Walanyo in Akwetia says, President Akufo-Addo's late reshuffle is nothing worth writing home about. What can it change with just 10 months to the general election? Now, Zylex Dwayne in London, he says, this reshuffle is too late and nothing will change. This government is a failure. No long talk. Brilliant Farad Ibn Okujato, Central Tong constituency. He says, it appears President Nana Akufo-Addo's reshuffle is just for political reasons. That is to make the way for Dr. Baumia's favorites. He can reshuffle all his appointees. John Mahama will still win 7th December election. Babamu from Tamale says, even though the reshuffling by the president has long been overdue, I think it's a step in the right direction. Congratulations once again to the newly appointed minister designate. Aziz Donla in Wa says, 10 months reshuffle will not make any difference. In fact, the economy is messed up already and nothing will change it.
This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Send your message to 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Let's get a few more reactions to the president's shake-up now. Isaac Adongo has been a chief critic of Ken Ofori-Atta. He's MP for Bolga Central, a member of the National Democratic Congress. He's joining us on the line. Honorable Adongo, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Good evening to you and to your listeners. Good evening.
Finally, your prayer has been answered. Congratulations, or it's too late?
No, this is clearly window dressing. If you follow events and you watch critically what has happened, I do not doubt the competence and the abilities of Dr. Mohamed Amin. He was my former colleague on the finance committee, my senior at school. I have a very good respect for him, except to say that they've given him the job in one hand and taken it with the right, because now he is a minister, and they've appointed the very person that we're removing as the senior presidential advisor on the economy. What that simply means is that for Mohamed Amin to be able to get any policy through in cabinet or through executive approval of the president has to go and consult Ken Ofori-Atta. And so technically, it means that Mohamed Amin cannot do anything if Ken Ofori-Atta is not in agreement, because he would advise the president against it.
Do you have this on authority or is speculation?
Yeah, well, you would get it in no cause. That is exactly what has happened. And I'm
Okay.
just
So let me just read it. Let me just read it to put it in perspective for our listeners. So it's a story done by Obafos Asari on asasiradio.com. And we do know the ownership of Asasi Radio and the connection to government. The story is titled Kenoforiata Kwekwe Free to be appointed special envoys. And the story says the former finance minister, Kenoforiata, is to be appointed as a senior presidential advisor on the economy. He will also serve as the president's special envoy on international investment and the capital markets, according to Asasi news sources in the office of the president. Also to serve as an advisor, our check suggests, is Kwekwe Free, the former Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation Minister, who, according to Asasi sources, is slated to be appointed as President Akufo-Addo's special envoy on climate. Oforiatta this morning was relieved of his role as Minister for Finance, a position he held for 7 years. He leaves the Ministry of Finance with the enviable record of being the longest-serving finance minister in Ghana's Fourth Republic. Mohamed Amin Adam, the current Minister of State, will take over. So that's a story I believe that you are referring to.
Yeah, exactly. We picked this early in the morning that basically that was a compromise to allow him to step aside, but a compromise that gives him a lot more powers to influence the decisions of the president and the thinking of the president on the economy.
But he's just going to be an advisor.
No, yes, but it means a lot. If the president is going to be listening to the very person that you are taking over from, what it simply means that you better get him to agree with what you are doing before you go to the president. And especially the relationship is not just an ordinary person. This is a relationship born out of family. And so you would understand that Mohamed Amin Anta has a very difficult situation. Let me give you a simple scenario. So you have a coach who fails to qualify your team out of the group stages. Everybody says fire him if you want the Black Stars to be better. You remove him, appoint a head coach, and makes him the team manager. And a team manager have more powers than a coach. So basically what it simply means is that you are simply having that person manage the team and simply putting somebody there as a stooge who basically has no role. That is what is happening. But be it as it may, Omaru, economic management and turning the economy around is not an event. It takes a couple of months, if not a year. And so by the time Mohamed Amin Anta even gets to sit properly on that seat, we have ended the year. Don't forget that the budget is already agreed, and so he's not going to influence government policy that has already been agreed, that the funding has already been allocated, and all he's going to do is to manage what Ken Oforiatta wanted to happen. And so I just wonder what exactly we are going to improve. Listen, you don't bring on Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo when you are 10-0 down with 30 seconds to end the match. They will simply not affect any impact. So that is exactly what the president has done. He's thinking that he's bringing his best team at the time that he's 10-0 down with 30 seconds to go. What can that bring? Nothing.
Well, is anybody you would be rejecting if the list comes to you in Parliament? Anybody that you have planned to reject, or you're just going to let them go through because it's not a big deal now?
Well, I don't decide that. We have not had any communication. We've not met as a caucus. But of course, the positive that I see in this is that I can see a number of backbenchers being given opportunity, and I see Akufo-Addo saying that, look, I want to use my last few months to start building the next generation of leaders in my political party.
Very well.
And that is a good thing.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Honorable Isaac Adongo. He's MP for Bolga Central, giving us his reaction to the sacking of Ken Oforiatta. I don't know whether I should use the word sacking, but his removal from government. Let's talk about another reassignment in the government. The chief spokesperson of the government for the past how many years? Maybe 5-6 years has been the Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, MP for Fuase Yerbi. He's moving from the Ministry of Information, headed for the Ministry of Works and Housing. He's joining us on the line. Honorable, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Sandra. Good evening. And good evening to your listeners.
Good evening. As of the time I was interviewing you last night, if I knew you were headed for the Works and Housing Ministry, I would have been asking you questions on open drains. I ended up talking to you about something else. How is the feeling moving from Ministry of Information, an area I can call your expertise, to a new area? I'm not sure what your strengths and weaknesses there would be. How is the feeling like?
We serve at the pleasure of the president. When he summoned me last night, he gave me new marching orders to this new sector, and I'm looking forward to taking up that challenge.
Will you miss information?
I'll take on the new challenge, and I will remember the sweet things about the information ministry and the sad things about the information ministry as well.
What should we expect, KON in works and housing?
The president's priorities for this new area include, in particular, some more attention to rural housing associated with the Agenda 111 project. He also wants some attention on the drainage systems that have the potential to occasion flooding in some of the major parts of the country. And then he also wants us to take a look at the Saglemi project and see how quickly we can bring a resolution to it. Those are my marching orders.
Thank you so much. Personal appeal: please fix Saglemi before the end of your tenure, at least. That would be something we would applaud you for, and also increase more affordable housing units that can really be affordable and available for ordinary people like me.
I hear you, Sandra.
Thank you so much. God bless you and wish you all the best.
Bless you too.
That's Honorable Kojo Ponkruma. He's newly appointed Minister for Works and Housing, and he takes that job immediately because he's already a minister. No need for him to be vetted for that role. He's moving from Information Ministry, where his deputy is being elevated, and is headed for the Works and Housing. Let me just recall historically that he was a deputy to Mustafa Hamid, who was sent to NPA, and he sent to the Zongo Ministry, and then Honorable Kojo Ponkruma got elevated. So it's been interesting in the Akufo-Addo government at the Ministry of Information. Let's get more now on the economy, because that's the most critical aspect of all of these things. The Minister for Finance or Minister for Economy has gone home to be replaced by someone who was working with him as Minister of State. Big deal. Would anything change? Is it too late for all those who've been asking for him to go? Joe Jackson is Director of Strategy and Business Operations at Dalex Finance. He speaks to me on a lot of issues related to our economy. Joe, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Those who have been asking for Ken to go may have it now, even though it may have come belatedly. What does that mean, his exit to the economy? Good boost? There are people who think that just by simply letting Ken go, there will be some relief in the economic space, like the stocks would react positively. Is that the sense you get?
Good evening, Umar Sanda. It's good to talk to you once more. Unfortunately, I don't agree with that school of thought. Listen, it's barely 10 months to go before the election. It's 9 months and a couple of days. This is so late, so very late in the day, that I have to assume that everybody who matters in this space has already made up their minds. They've already decided that the present regime will not listen and will not undertake a reshuffle. It's happened, but it's so late. Unfortunately, it's not going to bring about the needed boost that they could have. And that boost could have been really great. Listen, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam is a first-class economist. He's an economist who comes with a background in development economics. He's an economist who comes from the background of with an experience in working for the development of poor and disadvantaged in the society. He's done work for Oxfam. He's done work for DFID. And we could go on and on and on. Such that typically putting such a person in charge at this time of crisis should give the needed boost that the disadvantaged, the poor in society would receive help. That would make the difficult economic policies easier to swallow. Unfortunately, he's coming 9 months plus the time. And that, for me, is a problem.
So no need to jubilate.
Well, how much time does he have to implement pro-poor policies?
And we are seeing a publication that he's actually
the taxes that unduly affect the poor. How much time does he have to make the impact required?
We've seen that he is going to be presidential advisor on the economy, Ken Ofori-Atta, I mean. And I just spoke to Isaac Adongo there. He hasn't used the words I'm going to use, but he suggested that Ken is going to be the master puppeteer, and Amin Anta is simply going to be a puppet.
Listen, if there was ever going to be a modicum of... Hello, are you there?
I'm listening to you.
If there was ever going to be a modicum of boost, of an uplift from this appointment, the key requirement was that Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta should not have any oversight, so that we can see Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam as independent. We can see him having the independence to apply some of his background to the challenges here, to having new ideas, new energy, renewed vigor, innovation in the challenges we face. If I was Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta's advisor, I would say, please don't accept that appointment. Please don't take on that appointment. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to say you've done enough and move on. I would appeal to him strongly. Don't resist that temptation.
Okay, very well.
If you want to make an impact, don't start over Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam's shoulder.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Joe Jackson. He's Director of Strategy and Business Operations at Dalex Finance, speaking to us there on the reshuffle. Justin Frimpong Kodia is General Secretary of the governing New Patriotic Party. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Good evening, Maru. I hope all is well.
All is well. You publicly called on the president to reshuffle his government. He has done it. Is it the way you expected it to be?
Good evening to your listeners. I can say I'm overly excited, and that is the feeling within the rank and file of our party. And we will applaud the president for not just doing reshuffle, but doing a very radical changes in his government. And it's something that we believe that looking at the people who are also coming in, they are going to work very assiduously and give us the needed results come December 7th. So we are excited as a party.
Analysts saying to us there that a few months to elections, nothing much can change. I'm just looking at a write-up by Franklin Kujo. He is president of Imani Africa. He makes this analysis where he says, overall, 6 out of the 9 new ministerial nominees are contesting in the upcoming elections. All the new deputy ministers nominated will be contesting in the elections. They will start work somewhere in mid or late March 2024 after vetting. In 6 months, that's in August, they will start campaigning to retain their seats, if not earlier, in the December elections. What real work would they do, or would they have been able to do to improve the value of the economy? He said continuously that, and there are still 86 ministers. Nothing changed when we expected a drastic reduction. The reshuffle would have been impactful if it was accompanied by a realignment and a merger of some ministries. The view is that you have done the change, but significance zilch, nothing will happen. Do you buy that?
I totally disagree. Umaru, a player who can score a goal in a match does not need 90 minutes to score a goal. Some can even come in at injury time and they'll give you the needed victory. And one, we must understand that politics and governance is totally different from private administration or private governance, whereby one can simply say that a person may decide to have a sour relationship with the staff and subordinates and stakeholders that he works with. A person, so far as give their results, as owner of the company may not care less about what happens in the business. All that matters is results. But that is totally different from politics. Politics has to do with your relationship with some key stakeholders, the civil society, political parties, elements, several groups that you have to deal with. And human relations becomes very important. It's not just about results. Again, I'm happy that from the time that the list was released, not even one person has been able to say They're looking at the list. These people are incompetent people and they cannot do the job. Now, the issue for discussion is the time frame. At least I'm happy that we have that credit, and we thank the president for making appointment that mostly people are happy and also accept. On the issue of 9 months, 10 months, in a political circle, I can tell you that's a long period for someone to make positive impact in the ministry that he or she defines himself or herself. I always use Brian Champon as an example. When he became the Minister for Agriculture, it didn't take weeks for us to see his handiwork of things that he's doing in the ministry, the innovations, the interventions that he introduced. For me, we are in the period of February, whether it will take the person 1 month or 2 months to understand. Basically, they all have the ideas. They also want to see what can be done. So mind you, yes, the budget has been passed, and it's their duty to make sure they see to implementation of the visions and policies of the government. And looking at the caliber of people who have been appointed, very young, very beautiful people who are eager to achieve something for themselves and for the government. But then they have high motivation. There are some ministers who were ministers during President Kufuor's time and became ministers during President Kufuor's time. Per HIMA analysis, it's possible to say that in the next Palme administration, they may not become ministers. But the caliber of people who have been appointed as ministers, and most of them are also members of parliament who are also a parliamentary candidate, they know very well that if they excel in that portfolio, and based on their hard work, the party wins elections in December 7th. There's a high possibility that they'll be maintaining their ministry or move to another ministry. So we are looking at motivation. The one who has the higher motivation to excel, the one who has the higher motivation to achieve the results for the party in a very quick and fast pace. For me, that is the positive side I look up to for this reshuffle.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
That's Justin Frimpong Kodia. He's General Secretary of the governing New Patriotic Party. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We're going to go into business news next. And when we come back, Coach Nimley is in studio. He and other sports journalists who went on the street today to demonstrate, asking for Ghana football to be sanitized. We'll be hearing their story. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman Mane. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Do you care enough about your business? Then it's time to make a transition to renewable energy and energy efficiency solutions. Visit the AGI Energy Service Center and talk to us. AGI ESC cares about business growth. That is why we're here to assist industries cut production costs through energy savings. We provide you with solar feasibility studies, energy audits, energy efficiency trainings, and financial advisory services. Visit agiesc.com for more information or call us on 0507 977 902, an initiative of the Association of Ghana Industries in partnership with the German Development Corporation, implemented by GIZ.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Inosafo. Let's settle for the details. Latest data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that among the 16 regions of Ghana, the eastern region has the highest inflation of 37.1%, whilst Greater Accra recorded the lowest rate of 18% in January. According to the data, food inflation for eastern region rose to 48.7%, followed by the Volta region recording 35.6%. This comes as consumer inflation for January 2024 has risen to 23.5% from the 23.2% recorded in the previous month. Speaking at a press briefing in Accra, government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim said this surge in consumer prices is attributable to the increase in non-food inflation drivers, mainly accommodation and clothing.
From a geographical perspective, for the month of January 2024, in January 2024, we saw Eastern region recording the highest rate of inflation, followed by Volta region with a rate of inflation of 35.8%. From a food perspective, we saw Eastern region recording the highest rate of inflation of 48.7%, with Greater Accra recording the least inflation rate of 18.0%. Given the rate of inflation for Eastern region and Greater Accra region, the range is about 2.7 times, given that Eastern region recorded a rate of inflation of 48.7% relative to Greater Accra recording an inflation rate of 18.0%. From a non-food perspective, we saw the dominance of Upper East region recording a rate of 41.1% for the month of January 2024, relative to Oti region that recorded the least non-food inflation for the month of January 2024 at 10.9%, indicating an almost 4 times difference between the region that recorded the highest non-food inflation for January 2024, Upper East region, and the region that recorded the lowest non-food inflation for the month of January 2024, the Oti region.
Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobna Enim. The Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is calling for enhanced investment in irrigation infrastructure to mitigate the impact of climate change on the agricultural sector. Stressing the pivotal role of agriculture in driving industrial transformation, the association underscores the need for sustainable irrigation practices. During a national stakeholders dialogue on irrigation development in Ghana, Dr. Charles Nyaba, Executive Director of the Peasant Farmers Association, urged the government to reassess the One Village, One Dam policy, emphasizing the importance of aligning the policy with the needs of local farmers to boost productivity.
The variable of significant impact in Ghana and to we peasant farmers is unpredictable and erratic rainfall patterns, and developing our irrigation infrastructure is non-negotiable if our farmers have to adapt to the impact of climate change and to develop our agriculture sector. Irrigation plays a crucial role in sustaining agriculture, ensuring food security, and supporting livelihoods around the world by providing water to crops at the right time and in right amount. Irrigation helps farmers increase crop yields and grow variety of crops throughout the year. Typical example of irrigation and agricultural development is countries like Libya, like Israel, and even our neighbors, Burkina Faso, using irrigation to change their desert climate environment to wetlands. Furthermore, irrigation contributes significantly to the economy by boosting agricultural productivity, creating employment opportunities, and supporting rural development. And our experience as PIFA is that all the districts where we have irrigation, our members there are better off in terms of their livelihood enhancement.
Dr. Charles Nyaba is Executive Director of the Peasant Farmers Association. Now, the Mobile Money Advocacy Group Ghana has served notice to embark on a strike by end of year to impress on service providers to improve on compensation for its members. The group in December last year capped withdrawals at 1,000 Ghana cedis per transaction to press home their demand to subsequently suspend their actions following interventions from the Telcos Chamber and service providers. In an interview with Citi Business News, President of the Mobile Money Advocacy Group Ghana, Edward Ofori-Agyemang, highlighted a number of actions, including reverting to capping withdrawals and strikes if their negotiations do not yield results.
The meeting we had, something will come out from it. Something better will come out from it by close of the year. Though, I mean, they have given us some specific time, but I don't want to disclose it because in everything you have to give a contingency plan. That's why I've given you that long duration. But it will not be, a year will not come. You understand? It will not get to a year. But at least let's give ourselves from now up to December, something will be done about it. And after December, if nothing is being done about it, then agents will go on strike. Will not open our shops. Then customers, when they come, they should go to the telcos or any bank to go and withdraw their money, and you will see. Before that, they will see how important we, the agents in this country, we are.
Edward Oforiajama is president of the Mobile Money Advocacy Group, Ghana. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news on Eyewitness News is brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Inu Safo. Up next is Points Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Kra. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
City TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV. City TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. City TV, it's your world.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Since the Ghana Black Stars lifted that trophy in the sandy city of Tripoli in Libya, Ghana's hopes in terms of football. Well, I think until 2009 when we went to pick another cup in Cairo, Egypt, under the leadership of Dede Ayew, Ghana football has been hopeless. Not my words. The words of sports journalists and football lovers who hit the streets of Accra today to make just that point. Some of them have joined me in studio. Coach Nimley is a regular pundit on Citi FM and Citi TV. Numo, you're welcome.
Thank you, my brother.
Bernard. Is it Bernard? Or I have to shout your name. I can't say it. Say it yourself.
Bernard Abeku.
No, I'll say the rest. Just say the first one. Just say the first one. I'll say
Bernard
Abeku Ochre is with City Sports. You are both welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you, man.
How are you?
Doing very well.
Coach, let me start off with you. This demonstration, I mean, first of all, we saw football sports journalists hooting at the Black Stars at Abidjan, and then we are seeing this in Accra, the demonstration. Where did the idea come from? Who are the people who decided, listen, let's go on the street? Because journalists, people are usually covering demonstration, but to demonstrate, there.
Exactly.
Where is it coming from?
Believe you me, journalists, and for that matter, the people of this country, are very much interested in what belongs to them. The Black Stars, and for that matter, football, belongs to the people of this country. We have allowed the so-called football people to run this game in a way that has ensured that we've not had any progress for the past, let's say, close to 10 years. Because since we actually played in the final of the AFCON in 2015, we've either been knocked out in the second round or we've been knocked out at the group stages. So there's a clear decline over the years. And if you look at those people managing our games today, anytime they go and they come, their solution to getting us to perform better the next time has been very opaque. There's some sort of darkness because whatever they've done on countless occasions have actually resulted in we even performing even worse
than we did
in the previous competition.
When you say management, so management is on two levels. There's political management where we have a minister of sports. There's a general government agenda. Then we have the Ghana Football Association.
That's right.
Which of the managements do you have difficulties?
The two of them, both. That is why today we hit the street of Accra, walking to save Ghana football. And our petitions were not only given to the Parliament of Ghana, but we gave one to the minister. We believe he's an integral part of whatever we have experienced as a country.
Him as a person or he's as a ministry? So the ministry, okay.
I'm talking about because he acts on behalf of the ministry. And of course, the people at the Ghana Football Association.
But the politicians, though, without trying to hold brief for them, they set up the JMFL Commission trying to fix football. When the Anas thing came up, they set up the normalization committee. The political side of things, they appear to know what they are up to, or they are not.
I don't think so. Because, look, I worked for the JMFL Commission. At the end of the day, the president in the Meet the Press series, which I don't remember the last time we had one.
It hasn't happened in a long time.
Exactly. The last time we had it, he was asked by one of the petitioners, Countryman Sonko, that Mr. President, what is your view on the JMFL Commission? Do you believe in the white paper? The president told the whole country at the time that, truth be told, he's completely forgotten about where that white paper is. Meaning, he's not even looked at it. So today, all the good things that were recommended in that report, we've never seen one of them. Let me give you a typical example. In that JMFL's report, we were told as a country, never again should we use the taxpayers' money to convey supporters to go and watch football out of this country. We did it just after the committee's report. The next immediate tournament,
we went with supporters.
We went with supporters at the expense of the taxpayer. So we've never believed in that report.
And a few weeks ago, we would send them to Abidjan.
We sent them to Abidjan, sent by buses, some by air. And at the end of the day, they were given 400 Ghana cedis to go and spend. $400, sorry, to go and spend in 10 days.
After crying and saying that they have been left hungry.
There you go.
Abeku, what are the key issues for you that come up? For which reason there was a need to demonstrate in terms of our football?
How our national teams are managed, for example, it's not in the right direction.
And so management, again, I'll ask you the same question as Coach. Management from the political side or from the FA side?
From the political side, because it starts with the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It trickles down to the National Sports Authority before the Ghana Football Association, because the Ghana Football Association is under the National Sports Authority. And the same commission explained that the three bodies should work together. So I feel it's a problem that I mean, all three bodies have turned a blind eye to. Because if we have the printout, why not follow the printout? But then behave as if there is a module that's defined for us by FIFA that the Football Association is going by. There's no module. The only thing is that they are saying government should not interfere. But they give monies to these associations for preparation, I mean, preparatory money for tournaments and what have you. But the FA still goes back to the government for money for, I don't know, for preparation.
We pay the coach, don't we?
No, we pay the coach. It's the state's responsibility to. The GFA is just a body that sort of manages stuff. Okay, we need to appoint this coach. We need to ensure that the coach have come and explain to us the players he's calling up, and it is by performance. But we do not see all of these things. So, I mean, it's a problem that's not only in line with the Ghana Football Association. It is why I'm pleased that the petition one was sent to Parliament. They tried giving the Ministry of Youth and Sport one, which they were not allowed. And, of course, the Football Association.
Coach, let me understand. Who are the people who went on the streets today?
Okay, it was basically, apart from the petitioners, that is the leaders of the
and who are
Save
these
Ghana
people?
people. These are myself, Sadiq Obama, Veronica Kome, Fireman Songo Odia Henkai, Nana Yaukesi
of Peace FM,
and Richard Atapuku of Sumpa or Heni Brenya. We are a lot.
So those are the key leaders. But then who else joined you on the demonstration? Did you have ordinary people join you, or was just people who are sports journalists?
We had Ghanaians. And most importantly, I want to respect Alhaji Gruza.
Alhaji Karim Gruza?
Yeah, he joined.
He was with you guys?
He was the only football person, when I say football,
administrator,
somebody who is the founder and bankroller of the football team that joined the demonstration today. And I want to recommend him for that. And look, let me just say something quick to what Abeku said. It is not true that government cannot interfere in football. Let me tell you something.
We've been told that they cannot.
No, it's a blatant lie. And I'm using this platform to put that out there. That it's a blatant lie. When it comes to government interference, FIFA is very clear that government cannot interfere when the FA runs its own business, generate its own funds, develop its own policies.
It's completely autonomous.
The FIFA then state that when it comes to Africa, the government can interfere on grounds of lack of accountability. FIFA is aware that in Africa here is the government that builds infrastructure. In Africa is the government that funds the national team. So FIFA cannot say, and they have never said anywhere, that when government gives money to the people at the Football Association to take care of their national team, when those monies are mismanaged and not accounted for, government cannot go there and seek accountability. So I'm stating it here on record. In fact, that is one of the petitions requests that we are telling His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to set up a commission of inquiry to probe accountability issues with the food. Government can go in there. The FA manages the Black Stars. Look, the FA receives money from FIFA for our national teams, from CAF for our. Even the FA takes the Black Stars out there and use the brand to bring in sponsorship, good money. Recently, MTN alone gave the Black Stars $2 million. That money is not for the Ghana Football Association. It is for our national team, something that will ease the tax that you and I pay to take care of the team. When the FA goes and blow that money, are they telling us that FIFA says government shouldn't interfere? It's not true. So therefore, as one of the requests in the petition, we are asking that the government to set up a commission of inquiry to probe into how monies, especially sponsorship money in the name of our national team. Umaru, if you go and take money in my name, the money doesn't belong to you. It does not. It belongs to me. And especially when we have the Black Stars spending not less than 7.5 million Ghana cedis per match. Per one qualifying match. That is how much we are. At times we do spend. I was in Parliament today and I listened to.
It's interesting. I was going to come that the minister came to announce how much was spent.
Look, there's a report out there. We are hoping that Parliament have agreed to give us a copy of the minister's report, and you'll be marveled. On one qualification game, the amount of money, millions of cedis that we spend. When the FA go and take money on behalf of the Black Stars from MTM, from ZPay, from Puma, those monies don't belong to them. We are asking the government of Ghana to probe into those matters. In fact, we will petition the special prosecutor. They need to all go into these matters and get people to be accountable.
Abeko, is it the recent administrators or recent managers of Ghana football that are to blame? Because it appears this problem is not new. The new administrators are new in office. Should we blame the new people, or we should say it's a historical problem?
Look, the new people had an opportunity. After the normalization committee, they had the best opportunity to turn football around. Why I say this is, the Ghana Football Association president himself was a journalist. The general secretary of the association was a journalist. The communication director was a journalist. An executive committee member of the association, or what we call executive council member, is still a journalist. And it's the same problems that we were discussing before they assumed office. So they knew some of these things we talk about. Because on the Ghana Football Association's president, the current president's Facebook account some time ago, he was criticizing the old administration still in relation to the Black Stars for not calling a player who was playing very good football at club level into the Black Stars.
And he's committing the same sins now.
And he's committing the same sins
for
now.
not calling a player who, in his view, was good enough to be called, who he manages or who plays for his team.
Okay, so favoritism or maybe selfish kind of thing.
Very selfish. He criticized the then head coach Akwesi Appiah. But why are you not calling this player? And if you trace the background of the player is his player. Now this man assumed office, and that is what we see.
So the allegation from you guys is that currently the Black Stars call up is not the prerogative of the coach. He's the president.
He's on record to have said that even if he's incapacitated, on the day that the final Black Stars list will be released, if he cannot be there, he will choose somebody he believes in, somebody who will go there and champion his views. And if the person disagrees with him, with whichever name is on the list, it means that player will not see the light of day.
We do know that the FA did not like the coach we went to Cote d'Ivoire with.
That's very clear. True.
So if that's the case, then it means it's not the FA that is to blame, because the FA didn't bring the coach.
Let me tell you what they did.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like the man from the beginning. They didn't show it, or they show it in a very sarcastic manner.
Mm-hmm.
Because in unveiling the man, if you compare his unveiling to that of Milovan Rajvac, when it was Milovan, the FA president himself sat beside Milovan.
Because he brought
said
Milo.
all the good things and the damning things he had to say about Coach Siki Akono at the time. But when it was this man, during his unveiling, none of them, apart from the communication director,
was
there. Now, 2-3 months into the man's job, then they started attacking the man. Do you know what they did? Through the ESCO members, through the team manager. Can you imagine you as head coach and being criticized by your own team manager? That your team manager feels that you are not good enough for the job. They should have rather kept...
And undermining you.
Undermining your responsibility. Quickly, if I'm the one in charge, or if I'm the one who supervises all of what you people do, quickly, I need to tear up that bond. I need to completely make sure that bond is broken.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
So it's a
and then
tacit
just
endorsement.
after that, after we had lauded and applauded the head coach for his first 3 call-ups, you remember, just after those attacks, the man started dancing to their tune, bringing in their players, bringing in players that we all clearly knew and aware belongs to the FA president and his player agency.
So he started playing their ball
to more or less get them to support him.
Abeko.
Look, and these players we have, the majority of them played for Siki Akono. Because that time, Siki Akono was also controlled. I recall I asked Siki when I watched the Black Stars play one time that, look, Siki, I do not see your hands around this team. I do not feel you are playing the agro football you promised us.
It's an unseen hand.
No, you cannot see it. It's an unseen hand. So, do you really have complete control over this setup? It took him some minutes before he answered that. He initially never wanted to ask the question, or probably maybe he had something he had wanted to say, but at that time he was in office, so he was going to be damning at the association, he's working for, or maybe the bosses that he's working under. You get it? So he failed to answer that question. But then again, this coach comes and calls the very players who we felt were not performing during CK's time into his columns. And you can see that, well, the FA feels that the coach came in by some political, took some political fingers to point him into office. So they will not really allow him to operate.
So you cannot challenge. Let me ask you guys now. So you have gone on the street. You are saying that you know a better way that the football of Ghana can be managed. That's what you've put in a petition. Share with me some of the key points you want to see done.
I think the petition has as many as, 14, 15 points.
Okay.
Point number 1. We are saying that develop a national football policy.
We don't have it.
We don't have one.
Okay.
We don't have one now.
Okay.
2, institute a commission of inquiry to go into why we've performed very abysmally in the last 3 major tournaments.
Okay.
When we have spent the most money.
Would we not be duplicating the efforts of Jamefe already? Would we not be wasting money building?
It's been thrown away.
So we should do a new one.
Of course.
Which should be thrown away again.
It shouldn't be. That is why some of us are now going to make sure
Okay.
that if we don't, maybe I don't want to go into
Maybe
politics.
I feel we should go back to the Jamefe Commission and
I don't want to
highlight
go
key
into politics.
points and develop something from it to help us.
That's another way. Then we are talking about dissolution of what? The search committee of the new Black Stars.
Let's not look for a new coach.
How can we look for a new coach when we don't know the technical report of the previous tournament?
But we still have some games we need to play.
That is in June.
But we need to get a coach now.
That is in June. We will get a coach.
So for now, fix our home.
You've taken us to the tournament. We've been embarrassed, completely disgraced.
No accountability.
No apology. You were forced to apologize. No accountability.
And you want to build on.
You've set up a committee headed by the same chairman who has always given us very bad coaches. This chairman was the management committee chairman that took 100,000, 13 billion old Ghana City as a management member for no work done at the World Cup.
Yeah.
It must be what? Completely
disbanded.
Exactly. They will say what? Disbandment of management committee. When you go to the rest of the world, only one person coordinate, manage all the national teams. Oliver Bierhoff, a typical example of Germany, just resigned about having been in the position for 14 years. He was in charge of all the German national teams, including their female national teams. Here in Ghana, under 17 has one. Under 20 has, when I say one, like 6-7 people.
Okay.
6-7 people. We went to the World Cup. We gave every management member $100,000.
And they're like how many?
6.
600,000.
We just took them to the AFCON. Another 7 of them. Each of them took $20,000 for no work done. That thing will stop.
Okay.
We are telling the Ghana Football Association, never again.
Okay.
So we are asking that the government of the day should dismantle that. Then, lack of player development. We've not been developing our players.
Locally.
Look, the last time any of our juvenile teams qualified for a major tournament was in 2017.
100 years ago.
That cannot be acceptable. That has to stop. And then we are saying that there must be structural reforms. Look at the way Professor Tumesi is handling our stadium. Look at the way
the National Sports Authority.
The man has completely shown that he's very incompetent.
But he's a government appointee. That's not not the FA necessarily.
This petition, we don't expect the FA to lead the way.
Okay, so FA
we
is
expect the government of the day to implement proper, to develop a national football policy.
Give me a few more so I can ask you how they reacted to you anyway.
Then they were talking about what? National team funding. Look at what is happening. Apart from the Black Stars, how we fund our national team. Too much money is being spent in there.
On the Black Stars
alone. It has to stop. Because we go to the AFCON, CAF gives us $700,000 to prepare. We say that we are taking 8.5. Today I was in Parliament. The minister said
that you are getting 7 million.
Yes.
And we are budgeting over.
We had budgeted 8.5. We went to the tournament. Before going to the tournament, we have been given $5 million. The minister said he spent $3 million and brought back 2 million. I was in Parliament today and I was asking myself, hey, we've played 3 games and we've spent 3 million. He came back to say the friendly match against Namibia. Namibia themselves had already chosen Ghana to come and camp here.
So they will pay us.
So we didn't pay them.
If they are wanting a friendly, they have to pay us.
We didn't pay them. We saw the need. They saw the need.
So there should be questions around the figures.
I don't believe what you said today in Parliament, that as part of that $3 million that was spent, some was spent on the Namibian national team. I don't believe that.
Okay.
How can you spend 3 million in 3 games? Then we are also asking that they should invest in grassroots football. For that is where we got the Michael Edson, the Aliu Montari, the Betty Ayupele, the Samojan. Go back to our root. That is
the
where
code system.
The code system. Then we are also saying that invest in our domestic competition. This is where now the FA, who are the bona fide owners of the local league, will have to show clear-cut policy.
Okay.
If we are asking government to help invest in our league, you cannot tell me you cannot be accountable to the government.
Abeko, would you say that they were well received, the demonstrators today?
Please, I beg you. If I don't say this one, I don't think coaches in this country will forgive me. National team coaches, funny. Look, Omari, apart from the Black Stars, all our national team coaches are not being paid.
Queens, Satellites, all of them.
Let me say, apart from the 2 senior teams,
Okay.
the Queens and the Black Stars,
Okay.
the Satellites,
The
the
Starlets.
Meteors, the Starlets, the Maidens, the Princesses, none of their coaches are being paid. But Ketu Kreko can sit there together with his general secretary and prepare a budget that says that a management member should be given 13 billion old Ghana cedi after 12 days.
So
and when him, as general secretary, takes the money or the budget to the ministry, it is in there that he should be given $20,000. Goodness me.
So
what are we doing to
priorities are wrong. How has been the reaction today? Would you say they've listened? Are they listening?
Look, I was part of the demonstrators from the beginning to the end. I want to thank the Parliament of Ghana. I want to thank the Parliament of Ghana on behalf of my colleagues and the people of this country. What I saw today in Parliament, if and only if that is going to be the tone for our discussion, a new national football policy beckons all of us. We want to thank them. We want to thank the Ghana police. Look, they were so excellent and very professional in their dealings. We want to thank the minister because eventually he showed up through his deputy and he was also served the petition. And last but not the least, we want to thank the people at the Ghana Football Association. Take it or leave it. If you don't fix this thing, you will exit the position. And some of us are calling upon the government to even interfere. My last point, I don't believe that going forward, we should stick to what we are doing now. Football people should not, I repeat, they should not, after the reign of Ketu Kreko, football, even now, we should put a stop to that. Football people should not be allowed to vote for who becomes the chairman of football or the president of our Ghana football.
Who should it be?
We should go back to the way it used to be. The government will bring 3 people, football people will choose among those 3 who should be the president.
Very well.
Then football people will bring 2 or 3 and they will now choose who will be the vice president. So there's government interest and there's football people interest.
Okay.
You don't monopolize the system and ask us not to intervene when you are using our money.
Abeko, in 30 seconds, you see positive light, or you think more of the demonstration should happen before?
I feel more of the demonstration should happen. I mean, journalists are the production and reproduction of the society, and this is in positive direction, how the society accepted them. And I feel it should be something that should run. It will always paint the picture on the minds of these authorities to make sure they cause a change.
Thank you so much, Bernard.
We are in Kumasi on the 23rd next week.
We
are telling them, don't joke with this. Please don't joke with this.
Okay.
We are not going to lie low until there's total transformation in Ghana football.
Thank you so much. Coach Nimli is a resident pundit here at Citi FM and Citi TV. Bernard Abekwache with the City Sports team. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. This has been Eyewitness News coming to you from Adabraka in Accra. Production by Kobna Wilson, Beverly London, and technical production from Daniel Squashi. New media support from Edwin Kwakofi and Daniel Anyorega. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Thank you for listening. Up next is Face to Face with Kojo Ponkruma. I hosted him last night. Stay with us.